It's 4 o'clock in the morning again. Although staying up late has always been my bad habit, recently, whenever I stay up late using the computer, I don't know why, but every time I want to check the time and see what time it is, I always happen to see 4:44 a.m. It has happened at least 10 times. Although I tell myself it's nothing, I still feel a bit uneasy. But at least I'm at home, even though it's just my own room. As long as I think about the fact that there are other family members in the house, I feel somewhat reassured. I continue using the computer. Glancing at the time, it's 4:34 a.m. Suddenly, I hear someone knocking on the door from behind the room door. I live on the second floor of an apartment, and since my doorbell is broken, if I accidentally forget my keys and get locked outside, I can only knock or shout with my hands. But then I think for a moment. I feel like it shouldn't be my family. Besides me, no one in my family would return home so late. And if they really forgot their keys, they wouldn't even be able to enter the apartment building on the ground floor, let alone my door. Maybe it's just a neighbor knocking? I decide to ignore it and continue using the computer. The person is still knocking on the door. It seems like they're not giving up. Since my door is an old iron door, if someone knocks forcefully or quickly, it will be accompanied by a faint sound of metal friction. This makes me very uncomfortable. Which neighbor would knock on the door so urgently in the middle of the night? I can't help but feel a bit scared. It has been almost 10 minutes, and they're still knocking. I get up, partly to see who the impolite person is, and partly afraid that they might wake up my family or other neighbors. I reach the entrance hall, and the knocking stops. It seems like they noticed someone coming to answer the door. Just in case, I want to take a look at the person's appearance through the keyhole. I bring my eye close to the keyhole and suddenly realize that there is an eyeball staring back at me. I recoil 3 steps in fright. I'm not very brave to begin with, and now I'm covered in cold sweat. But curiosity drives me to look through the keyhole again, and the person is already standing a bit away from the door. I calm down. I realize that I recognize the figure. Isn't this my dad? He just keeps smiling, not saying a word, as if waiting for me to open the door for him. As I'm about to open the door. Hey! What are you doing? Suddenly, a chill runs through my body, starting from my feet and rushing up to my head. Isn't that my dad's voice? But it's not coming from outside. It's coming from the living room not far from the entrance hall. My dad is standing there, looking at me, as if he thought I was opening the door for some bad friend. I calm down and think, maybe I was just too nervous and saw it wrong. How could my dad be outside at this time? It's nothing. Someone knocked on the door, didn't you hear it? My dad shakes his head. Well, then I'll go back to my room. After returning to my room, I immediately climb into bed and try to sleep. Knowing that my dad is at home, I feel much more at ease. As I think about it, I drift off to sleep.